just fall into a dream.
I need to hear about that. I mean, you already kind of told me about the Miami
yeah.
story, but let's hit
We'll
it off
get
with
into
that.
it.
All right.
Yeah, so I was already working at Marcus & Millichap, and after Lehman Brothers collapse, 2008 disaster, there was a much bigger need for leasing and management, and the neighborhood centers that I'd seen growing up.
Yeah.
Had my eye on them. I knew they needed help. I flew down to Miami. Before I even got to the airport on the way there, spilled a cup of Starbucks on me. My jacket smelled like absolute shit. Can I say that here?
Yeah, you swear.
Okay, my jacket smelled like shit because there's really no other word for it. I had to cancel my flight. My girlfriend at the time had to take me home. It was a rough day. We had to reschedule for the next day. I was all flustered, but showed up there, and my first deal was for 4 shopping centers, about 50,000 square feet of retail. The guy liked me. He sent me home with a check in the pocket for my expenses, and that was my first gig into management at 25.
That's what's up, man. So not only did you get it done, but the dude literally was like, "It's so good. Here's the money for the expenses."
Yes, he paid my Southwest Airlines flight back home, but yeah, I went for it, put a package together for him, and it all worked out.
That's what's up. Why'd he go with you, man?
Well, I think that's one thing that I excelled at Marcus & Millichap is my ratios, being able to talk on the phone, be able to think on my feet. I guess I sounded good at the time. I was young, aggressive, and I guess he could see that passion. I think it comes across, and I work hard, so I always answer the phone. So I think we had good communication prior to, and we just sealed it there.
Yeah, that's a weird thing you said right there that I've heard a lot. Always answering the phone. I know a lot of not commercial real estate agents, residential real estate agents. They say that for some reason, why do RE people not answer the phone?
I don't know. They don't want the business. I make it a point. Every time I miss a phone call, it feels like you might be missing, that next check.
Yeah.
So I always make it a point to answer. I end up talking to a lot of robocalls.
Yeah.
A lot of people selling me health and insurance and all sorts of stuff. And
Extended
you
warranty.
won Hilton rewards. I've won many stays, but. But yeah, no, and I get a lot of business. We have a lot of business for lease. So in my business, 300, 400,000 square feet of commercial for lease. I gotta answer the phone, or I'm definitely missing a couple calls.
Exactly. And them telling you not that you're not going to make much. This is what I really want to talk about, because I feel like any job, 1099. Where it's like, go out there and get it. Like you said, you're literally on the streets taking pictures, going out and getting it for yourself. It scares away a lot of people. And I try to explain to a lot of young kids, young guys.
There you go again.
I know, there I go again. That it's just like, there's one of two ways to really make it. Either you start off with a company, right? Somehow you're lucky.
Yeah.
Or you go into sales. Honestly, you go into sales, make your own money, and then start it. That's the way I've looked at it. So did you back then? Did you have that in your mind? Like, were you, while you were hustling, you're like, I'm doing this right now so I could open?
It was weird. Yeah, I played sports and all that, and that was all I did. That's what I thought I would do, and then the shift started to happen when I literally started dreaming when I was younger of carrying a briefcase going into the biggest building in town. My goal, everything started to change. So that was something that I saw myself doing for a while. It was kind of natural for me. And, I've always had a lot of confidence. You have to, whether you're going to lose or not, you should always think you're going to win, and give it your best shot. I mean, you're not going to win every time. I've definitely lost plenty. So
the only thing you can really take care of are your own actions. So exactly. So you got out of there, and you had all that knowledge going into your own company. But what's the come up story for your company? Like, how did it start? Where did Did you already have the idea while you were working as VP in oil and gas?
Yeah, so I was kind of, two timing, as you say.
Yeah.
I went heavy for Marcus and Millichap for 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And then, was just kind of burnt out a little bit of the grind. And, the way we exited, the philosophy and how it was a transaction-based market before 2008. Sarbanes-Oxley and all that. It was just, it was make a call and, there's stupid money coming from California to like a client base, and the company changed and there was a bunch of changes. So that kind of led me to go out on my own, always doing real estate. And I made a really good friend and partner that, he called me up one day. I always told him, I was making money in real estate as I worked, a couple different positions. And we were at some grind positions again. Yeah. And I was like, well, look, I'm not grinding because I have this secondary income at the time. We were giving commodities brokerage a shot, and, did some VP of sales work for an oil and gas company, a software company. But I always said real estate is the way to go. And then my partner called me one day as the company he worked for, Trafigura, called him up and said, hey, we're bringing 2 guys in from India. They're your replacement. We're paying them half what we pay you. You're going to train them, and then you're gone in 6 months. Sweet. And he had been there for like 2 years, 3 years, making a good salary, doing well. And he called me up that day, and he said, hey, I'm ready. And that was 2015. And so it really took that boost. And then with his boost, with his energy, we launched Reside Texas Properties and just went all in, and I've been all in, for the last 5 years in that.
That's what's up. I feel like in commercial real estate, kind of like commercial electricity, if you're starting out with just your partner, you can kind of bootstrap it. Was that the situation?
Yeah. I mean, I'd always, worked the oil and gas job that ended. I still had income, still doing real estate, and, not terribly motivated, trying to figure out the next move. But then, once he came on board, he's a really smart guy. He started his own company now with his family. His family owns a bunch of property. But, when you're with somebody sharp, that's going to catch on, that works hard, you can do anything. And he did. Came in. Was well into 6 figures within his first year and a half into real estate, 2 years in. So, yeah, both him and I were making the 95% of the income at our company. So even though we had 10 agents, but
wow,
that's the story.
So you guys
90%, what is it? 10% of the agents make 90% of the money. So
I think you actually broke the rule. I think the rule is 80-20.
I think it's less than that,
but well, in your case, obviously you crushed whatever that metric is.
Yeah.
You said you had 10 agents, and I know you and your partner started out you started out with a bevy of knowledge, and you said he came up pretty quick. How come it seems to me, just in general, in almost any industry that is like that, commercial real estate, residential real estate, commercial electricity, insurance, it is that rule that you said, like the 90-10 rule. How come people will come on, because they're not going to be, if they're at the bottom, they're not making that much money. Why are they there, and why are they wasting their time?
I don't know. I don't know if it's something that you learn over time, like as a young kid, like doing whatever it is that you're doing, and your ability to, not accept no, and to, keep going, and your fortitude. I don't know if it's something that you learn over time. I think sports helped me being competitive. But I don't know. And I've seen it, I have agents that I know can do well. They, talk well, they're presentable. But they don't want to do the work. The amount of work that I had to do in the first year to 2 years is ridiculous. And no one does that, not even on that, close to that level. And that's why I was successful. There was a couple other guys over there, Rahul Bijlani and Michael Yu. They ran the #1 hospitality firm in the world. And I'm pretty sure the world, if not definitely the US. But I saw the way he worked, and I saw the results. And it's very simple. If you eat, sleep, and breathe it, I mean, it'll come for you. But it's not. It doesn't happen overnight. It's about being consistent over a year, and you really have to do that in probably both our industries before you really start to see it.
Yeah, consistency.
You can get lucky and get a deal, but
oh yeah. I remember, lucky wise, man, I would get just absolutely infatuated with buy big deals that got closed, and I would start hating on myself. I don't know if you were the same way at Marcus, where in the beginning you're like, why? Like, I know that guy. That guy is terrible, and he closed that deal. And then I would get down on myself sometimes, and I would tell myself, why can't I just be lucky? And then I'd have to correct myself and be like, yeah, that may never happen to you, but what you can do is string it together, all these other deals.
Yeah. Basically, to me, what you said, what I heard is you had that negative view of it, and you had to turn around and be positive about it, because you can't look at what everyone's closing. You should be happy, because that means things are good. That means there's a deal out there for you, and just, it's hard for me because I want to initially resort to the negative, but yeah, be positive about it, and don't be discouraged. Just never stopping. Just that just means there's an opportunity coming for you.
Yeah, there's another door. There's another guy. You had mentioned
we're lucky we're in Houston. We got a big city,
city
out there. I can see thousands of deals right now.
Oh my God.